What is good, everybody? Welcome back to an all-new ADSR stream. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. If you don't know, my name is Taetro. I'm an electronic music producer, beat maker, educator. I'm here every Wednesday on the ADSR channel, streaming live, taking on different styles of music, different genres. We also do a cool production challenge as part of our Discord community, which if you're not in it yet, I definitely recommend you jump in our Discord. The link is in the description. Totally free to join, hang out, have a good time. And today, yes, as the title says, we are checking out Hyperpop. Now, for the most part, I do make lo-fi, like kind of chill beats. I actually put a new track out on Monday. It's nice lo-fi, chill, kind of inspirational vibes. But I like to take on these genres because it helps push me and grow my skills, and I just like learning about these other genres. So we've done a few other cool genres in the past, and this one I'm actually a bit more familiar with than previous ones because I've actually got a side project, a Hyperpop side project that I have a lot of fun with. So we're getting into that today. If you are in the chat and you are like a diehard Hyperpop fan and you want to give some advice, throw some tips in the chat, I'd be very grateful for that. I'm going to do my interpretation of Hyperpop, and for anybody who does listen to the genre, you know that it goes in lots of different directions. Big artists like 100 Gex is probably like that typical Hyperpop sound. Then you have people like Sophie, like real pioneers of the genre, and a bunch of other artists coming through now. Hyperpop is evolving beyond so much of like what it originally started as. So some of the things we talk about today, you might say that's not Hyperpop, but it's a pretty broad spectrum nonetheless. But hello to all my friends in chat. Thank you for hanging out. Geraldo, Daniel, my mom and dad are in chat, Drazen, Driver, and Zeus. Hello. Thank you all for being here. I got the YouTube chat in front of me, but if you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, don't worry, I've got that chat in front of me as well. I'll do my best to check in with chat as we go today. I would love to make like a full song if possible today. That would be a lot of fun. But a lot. So maybe let's not waste too much time and let's get into the music making. So for those of you that are maybe unfamiliar, oh, by the way, I'm working with, I got my push here today. Woo. And I will be working with Ableton Live, my DAW of choice. So those of you who maybe don't know so much about Hyperpop, it combines a bunch of different genres, I would say. It is hugely electronic, harsh, distortion, high-pitched up vocals, hard-hitting distorted drums. All the while there are these familiar pop like harmonies, chord progressions. The melodies are quite candy pop, even though they're usually played through like super distorted, synth sounds. So that's kind of where we're coming at with this. I have, for the first time using it basically, Vital, which is a free synth. But I also have with me today a pack of presets for Vital that I think are going to come in real handy. I see a bunch of 808s here at the top. This pack is from the ADSR store, by the way. 808s, slamming, hard-hitting 808s are what we're looking for here today. So even if we find a good preset that we like, which some of these are really good, we're going to want to make it even more hard-hitting. And we kind of want to make something like anthemic. Like this is actually a pretty good starting point. But I bet we could actually even turn it into a even more distorted. But nonetheless, I could bring that filter up. Oh, this pack isn't even out yet, so watch out. I got the exclusive. I'm not going to start with an 808 though. I just saw the 808s at the top and got excited. I'll start with like some type of synth first, and probably like a chord progression or a melody to get us rolling here. We did trance a while back, maybe a couple weeks ago. And I hear a lot of trance sounds coming through in Hyperpop. Just pointing that out. Not saying I'm going to go a trance direction with this tune, but some of these electronic sounds here will be a good way to kick us off. Something like that, just to get us going. It's like already like implying a chord progression. We're going to dirty this sound up a bit too, but I think that this is a good starting point. So let me just go ahead and let's record that. Wow, that's blasting, huh? Let's get it in focus. See if I can do this real quick. I'm not going to be able to, but nonetheless, it is what it is there. Sorry, that camera's blasting you all. Here, that made it better. Slightly. Too dark, too dark. All right. That's as good as we're going to get it. Yeah, what tempo is that playing at? 1, 2, 3, 4. 147? Sure, we'll go with that. Oh, who's that in Facebook? That's Shell. What's good, Shell, over on the Facebook chat? Nice to see you. All right, let me lay down this chord progression. Hope I can get it right. Close enough. I flubbed some of the notes there, but I can definitely take parts of that and glue it all together and make it work. I guess one of the cool things, one of the ways I was thinking about this is with lo-fi, the lo-fi music that I usually make, it's for sure, it's not the same type of lo-fi in hyperpop. I think lo-fi music, like in lo-fi chill hop beats and stuff like that, we're calling for like tape saturation or even vinyl crackle, right? But hyperpop is lo-fi in a kind of way. It's like lo-fi of the 21st century, where all the distortion sounds are pretty much just, all the distortion sounds are very digital. There is no no yearning for analog warmth. But like I said, we could distort the heck out of this, and I did just get a distortion plugin today. So let's just dirty this up. This will be the main kind of backing of our track. This is a new plugin for me as well, so we're gonna start light. Got a filter on it. Ooh, interesting. Oh, and we have ADSR. Oh, what am I missing, chat? Why am I not hearing the distortion? Am I on the right track? Or did I put on the 808s? I'm on the right track. Oh. Tell me, chat. What did I do wrong? If not, I'm just gonna jump over to pedal. Oh, dry wet, obviously. There we go. It sounds good. I'm just gonna crank this knob and see. I don't want to go too much. Okay. The thing that I think will be really important to do next will be drums, because I want to get some hard hitting drums that we can do the sidechain for. Shell is watching from Virginia. Amazing. Just downloaded several packs last night. Love ADSR sounds. Audio Cipher plugin is incredible, by the way. Awesome. Good to hear. So I've got this emo pop vibes kit, which is not necessarily a specific hyperpop kit, but I will say, as someone who came from the emo scene, there are a lot of things in hyperpop that are very reminiscent of things that were happening in the MySpace days, for sure. The lyrical content, the vocal style, you get a bit of a like a pop punk vocal style in hyperpop. So this is not very off base using some like emo drums here. Oh, and that snare is actually a bit hyperpop. I'm gonna just lay down the kick and snare first, and then we'll do the hi-hats as like rolls. And I'm definitely gonna put some more distortion on that kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, that'll do for now. And I think I'm probably gonna layer this synth that we've got going here too with something else. I did some of those faster rolls there, so I'm just adjusting my quantization settings, which we need to catch that kick, please. It's okay if it sounds a little off kilter, that's cool. So like I said, I'm gonna lower that synth, but now I'm gonna add the hi-hat rolls. That is clutch, sort of like a trap style. So I can use repeat on here. Just like that. I'm just gonna bounce back and forth between the different modes. So let's record that. Using those two different hi-hats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm recording over the top of the loop I already made. That's not what I want. Try that again. I actually don't like that second hi-hat at all. So let's lock this in actually. I think my quantization was a little off. There we go. All right, one more time on these rolls. I'm just gonna stick to that sound there. All right, we got that there. Let me make sure this loop is lined up because something's sounding a little off, and you guys can see my screen again. Hi, Tiny Bites. Good evening. Thank you for being here. And Amir, hello. Nice to see you. All right, what do we have? What do we have? What is going on? Ableton does this thing where it loops the sound, but like it doesn't start on 1. So as you can see right here, my 1 should be on the downbeat. In a perfect world, my 1 should be on the downbeat. So let me bring that back. Edit this loop here. Come on, friend. Open it up. What is the issue? Chat, do you all have this problem if you use push or if you do looping in live? It's kind of like, it's only happened to me since I started using arrangement view more often. But we're going to get a sidechain going here next. Come on. And we're going to add some distortion to that kick, which I think is most important at this time. See, like the kick should be on the downbeat. I just don't understand. Please. All right, we'll set this to 30-second notes. All right, you know what? I'm just going to run these drums one more time because that was super difficult the way that just happened. So we'll do this really quickly. I can do it so fast. Good, that's easy. That's a 4-bar clip. I don't think Ableton can mess that up for us. Good, and then we'll just run those hi-hat rolls one more time. Here we go. Easy, just like that. Just a quick little redo on that to get it right. Like I said, distortion time. We need to hit some distortion on that kick at least. And then I'm also going to try a little something on the snare. Well, you'll notice in Hyperpop, or the typical like Hyperpop sound snare is a little bit like Hyperpop snare has, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to put some flanger on that snare. It's like, you ever have a pot or a pan that has like a little bit of water in it and you hit it and it's got that like sound because it has a little bit of water where the pitch is kind of going weird. That is how I would describe the Hyperpop snare. Definitely gonna put some sub oomph on there. I'll take it. And I don't even care about velocity here, so I'm just gonna do full velocity on these drums and get the compressor. So we have that kick like really cutting through. And then what we will, of course, do is get an 808 going as well. Let me get this compressor on here. Open this up, side chain, drum rack, kick, one shot. You may have a plugin causing I/O issues. Yeah, I don't know. It was more like the starting point was just way off. That was so weird. Can you do one of these in Logic Pro? Well, I don't use Logic Pro, but one of the many other, I just put the sidechain on the drums when it should go on the synth. One of the many other awesome presenters here on ADSR. If you haven't checked out any other shows, I highly recommend you do that. But maybe somebody else on the channel uses Logic and would be willing to do one of these in Logic. It's kind of out of my wheelhouse though. All right, like I said, a little bit more processing on the snare, and then we'll move away. Just gonna try a quick flanger on that snare hit. I'm just gonna go with a normal phaser flanger. Let's open that up, turn it to a flanger. Yeah, and it doesn't need to be like that intense. And I almost want it to be, might need to layer it with something. This isn't quite the hyperpop sound that I wanted, but I could distort it. Overdrive. And put that overdrive before the phaser flanger. That's much closer. Use a phaser too, the sound is dope. Sure. Like I said, I'm down to take some suggestions from the chat, so thank you for that, Omar. I'll give it a shot. Sometimes I worry about too much phaser. Let's try this guitar phaser. Actually, that might work. So close. On the hi-hats? Oh, sure, we'll put it on the hi-hats as well. Cool, hi-hat is here. Let's try that phaser on there. Same one. I like it. Like, frequency shifter could also be an option too, but I think the phaser is doing well enough. I just don't want to do it too much, and I even on the snare want to pull back on that phaser a little bit. All right, and I think instead of using that Vital 808, I'm going to use this other Saucy 808 plugin that I have that I got from the ADSR store, because I'm just a little more familiar with it and I know that I can crank the heck out of it. How do you all like the sound so far? I know it's very, very simple, but it's a start, right? Any lyric writers in the chat is what I want to know. All right, so we have all these. This one's called Destroy Your Speakers. Which could work for sure, but I for some reason I feel like it's not distorted enough. I could do that. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe line up the kick with the 808s. Or I'm just gonna play it in actually. Let's see. Interesting, interesting. Let's record that. So what I'm gonna just try to do here is follow this kick pattern, which I guess, here, I'll just show you guys a quicker way of doing this if you're not gonna play it in. I think I can do this faster. What is that 808 plugin called? It's called Saucy 808. So I'm gonna insert a empty MIDI clip here. I'm gonna copy the kick pattern into the empty MIDI clip. Now it's not going to be on the right notes, but I already know the notes I want to play. Octave up from that. First note I want to play is right there. The third note I want to play right there. Then we want to go to the 4. So lining up with the melody that I'm playing, I'm just going to get these notes onto the correct. And what I could do now is just fold, and I can get these notes onto the correct note. So boom. So these also need to be on A. And that's where the chord changes. So these all are going to stay on A. And then these I know can go to the E. I don't know why this, oh yeah, there's 2 notes there. And that note should change there. That should be E. Joseph McCaffrey texted me something and says LOL in the chat. Like I think there's some kind of emergency happening. And I don't know what everybody's laughing at in the chat. Now, Hyperpop is supposed to be all about these harder hitting 808s, but I don't know if that preset is exactly what I want. So let me just look through real quick. See, that's not good enough. Probably go wider. All right, what are the best effects for high resonance instruments? Not quite sure what you mean by that question. But nonetheless, here we go. Could I shave some highs off? And I'm going to put pedal on here just to make those subs a little bit robust. It could be that I'm just not hearing subs on these headphones. But I'm going to do this. Okay, here we go. Tiny Bite says EQ. Yes, that is correct. I'm going to look at more presets though, because I feel like we haven't gotten that far. I'm not going to add like a pad, like not to say that Hyperpop's not emotional, but it doesn't have like these big, long, drawn out pads or chord instruments like we've sort of talked about. Or sometimes it goes into a section where it does. So maybe we can see if we can actually build into a sound that does that. Let me arm this vital track. Oh, that could work. Oh, that could get fun. And we did do like a Skrillex X. Yeah, something glitchy, says Tiny Butts. I think you're right on that. Because we did a Skrillex-esque stream once. And I would say like there's carryover from that dubstep, like harder hitting electronic music era in Hyperpop as well. So what I could do is just plan for this to basically drop. And just do, I'm just planning for another section, I think. I'm going to do that an octave up, actually. Yeah, there we go. Much better. That'll do just fine. Go ahead and I'm gonna find, you know, we're not going far enough, I think. That is my main criticism of myself so far. So let's find a lead instrument or something that we can totally just destroy. Lead, let's see what we can start at. We armed. We could definitely start there. The only thing is, I would probably these leads actually sound pretty good, especially from the way they're sort of distorted already. But I don't know if I want as much reverb on there. So let's go ahead and turn even the delay off. And I will probably add distortion to it. Like if I'm going to do anything to any instrument on this, it's add distortion. Buzz. Yeah, really harsh. Yes, let's go lower though. Yes, okay. Just messing around with this idea, and then the pitch bend I think will work well too. So let's just try to run that back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Oh. Is that playing the right note? I'm gonna pause this. Let's go back over here. You gotta love synths that are just like not tuned to the right correct note, unless me messing with the pitch bend messed it up, which it doesn't. Let's see. Doesn't look like it did. Yeah, I don't know why that's not playing the right note. But I'm gonna go ahead and just fix that. So like if you do have a synth like that, a very easy fix. Like what I mean by this is like this push should be in a B scale. And I'm not thinking that that's a B, which we could check very easily if the tuner is gonna actually help me out with this kind of sound. It might be a little too distorted or something. Yeah, it's playing a D, which is not what we need here. But if you do have an instrument like that, I don't know why any instrument would ever be programmed like that. You can just go to pitch, throw a pitch MIDI instrument on here. And just do that until you get. And I actually never even set this to B, did I? No, it's in C major. So I was wrong, but it was definitely off in pitch. All right, let's go ahead and just record that now. Now that everything is in key with itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take it. Now, since we were looping back, I got to get rid of that start note. The glitchier and the more distorted, the better. And, all right, we already have hi-hats there. Bad says, love where you're going with this. I am glad. So, we don't have to get... I'm trying to think about like what direction the song could go. Of course, because like vocals are a big part of hyperpop. I think something to make this a little bit bigger, like something that's going to give us a bigger sound. And I just went ahead and duplicated this vital track, which is going to keep some of that sound stuff that I did, like the pedal and the sidechain. Let's dig back in. I wonder if like something like a pluck or something might work. Trance. See, I was mentioning trance before. with the, what does it have on it? Yeah, it has fuzz. Let's pull it back on that first. And this one probably does not need to be pitch adjusted. But it does. So this should... It's close to an A. There we go. That should be better. You know how this is like really annoying? Like this sound is really annoying. Hyperpop is full of sounds that you might think are like quote unquote annoying. Tiny says Attack of the Killer Bees. Yes, 100%. Like I'm just gonna take the, it's just delay. I thought it was reverb. Chorus. And I'm just gonna throw this on in the back and maybe it does get to have that fuzz on it. We even have that distortion on there, I just realized. It's not annoying, it sounds nar. Sure, I'll take it. Yeah, everybody's asking about the Vital presets. They're coming. They're not released yet. So if you do like them, keep an eye on the ADSR store for more. But good to know you guys are down with Vital. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Something like a little more, just like harder hitting. Yeah. Not messy though. One more time. That'll do, yes. See how it is like that kind of synth line, if not played on such an intense, like distorted synth, could work in a trap beat. There we go. So we have these two kind of sections. Shorten the decay slightly, maybe, but I kind of like how it's holding like that. Not sure if I want to get into that. I do like it. Maybe it is better with the shorter decay. And then if we shorten the release, we get that. That is a hyperpop sound right there. Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with these sections yet, but I know that I've heard lots of hyperpop tunes that end up breaking into this like sub drop and then like big chord section. Like it goes back to some of that trancey stuff I was talking about before. So let me see if we can find actually a cool pad sound that will just do another chord progression in this key. ADSR, here we go. Oh, that's William C. Beckham in the Facebook chat, which is good. Hey, Raw Sharpness, nice to see you. I hope you're all enjoying today's stream. I am working my way through, trying my best to work on some hyperpop here today. Some harder hitting stuff than what I'm used to. So here, this is like a K Tronada-esque pad, I guess. But I am looking for something super mellow. Let's try to find something mellow. Not too much like that. Super slow smooth LFO. Oh, that would have been fun to work with too. This is a really good pack for this, actually. Not that. Basketball pad. Guess we're just gonna try out these pad sounds. Calm pad. I think just by the nature of this being a Wavetable synth. It's gonna give us some of these. Oh, this actually might work. It's not big enough though. It's a cool sound though. MV Beckham, what's good? Welcome. We can make that work, I think. It's got intervals on it. It's got like fifths or something. Let's try keys though. I'm gonna turn off pads and just check out a couple of these key sounds, because I could probably make them. Yeah. That's not polyphonic. Nice. Oh, that's the sound we used already. Lo-fi hip-hop pluck. That's what I'm looking for. I know you're thinking, oh, just because he makes lo-fi hip-hop, that's what he was looking for, but no. We put a lot of reverb on this. Good. This synth is in key. So now I'm just going to lay down a chord progression here. And here we go. Loop this. Because we want a softer section. I don't know how this is all going to fit together. I should have gone back up to the 4 chord there, but I can fix that. And then we're going to do like we're going to do kind of like an EDM build up here. We haven't touched the drums in a bit, and I think we definitely should. So let me go back to that emo pop sample pack. First of all, let me find a clap, because I know that's what I'm going to want to do. That works. Ooh, cool percussion here. Let me see if I do have like a sub drop in here in this folder. Sub, I probably do. Let me search drop specifically. Oh, from this trance pack. Actually, I feel like this trance pack has a lot of good like FX and stuff in it. Where did it go? Nice. FX one shots. Yeah, we'll use these for sure. FX. Yep. That's exactly what we want. See, pulling that right from another, that's the pack we used on the trance stream. And we could make this twice as long for sure. So the second half would have one of those like clap patterns. And you know what? It's just more fun to play it in. So why don't we just do that instead? Put the clap on the drum rack. Arm the drum rack. And we're going to build up this whole section here, this back half of this section. I'll throw the metronome on. I have repeat on. Let's just go for it. Oh, it is counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that little build up there. All right, cool. So for that, I had that extra hit in there. And we can go ahead and quantize this part. And of course, live cut off the downbeat, because why wouldn't it? All right. Cross-genre magic. That's a very hard word to read. All right, but what we're gonna do there is also hit on the other things that are hard, because we have this mellow section, but we also want to have like a big impact on that part too. I'll take that. Quantize. I'm gonna get rid of the impact here. So you see we're doing like, I don't know how these sections all connect to each other yet, but I promise they're gonna. We have these cool glitches, which we could definitely use. Let's actually throw this in there. And let's get some uplifters as well. Wow, this pack is coming in clutch right now. No, we don't want, those are all pitched. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and just take one of these and reverse it. Reverse downlifter is for sure a riser. Uplifter. Yes, okay. And then we would probably lead into the, like, what did we even start with? I don't even like that much anymore. I kind of like that second section though. I wonder what happens if I take this lead and put it there. I think we can go more minimal. You guys are saying I wrote a Cyndi Lauper tune? Is that what you're saying? Oh my gosh. All right. I just need to turn this 808 off when it's actually off. Good. I pushed the tempo a little bit. Just to... All right, we have these distinct sections now. Then we have this drop section. It could very well be the same chord progression. All right, people. Didn't I put a... Oh, we need another downlifter there. I mean uplifter. Yep, so let's build up to that moment right there. Switch it around. Boom. And let's get another one of those impacts though. I think it would be helpful. Drums, percussion one shots. No. Am I out of my mind? Where did the impacts go? One shots. FX. Here we go. Sure, let's just be dramatic. Why not? Move this over. And then we could do something cool right there for the drop, but I think that's kind of like boring to get into at this moment. So let's just say, that's not what I want. Let's go back to the hook. Or, come on, go back. I didn't want to cut it. Struggling. I don't know if it's because I'm standing or what. There we go. Copy that and move it over here. Bit crush the mids. Maybe. And we are going to not have this bass happen here. We are going to have the 808 happen. And we could probably add one more like counter melody or something. And that would help fill this out a bit more. So let me work on that. I've got a lower octave playing that lead sound now. Don't know if I'll keep it, but we'll see. But yeah, I think it's calling for one more sound that's gonna make it bigger. So one more sound that's closer to what we did in the in that little B section that we made. But without all that distortion on top. Something a little bit mellower than that. Wait, this isn't in 6/8 for shame. Yes, I hope everybody is hard at work on their tracks in 6/8. If you are struggling with it, let me know in the chat. Happy to discuss any issues people might be having, because that is our latest production challenge. So if you're not yet part of our Discord, make sure you are, because we do these cool challenges. And this week's challenge that we'll be reviewing music for next week will actually be tracks written in 6/8. Check that out. More details there in the chat. Let's see if we can just get something bigger on here. Okay. Maybe a lot of reverb, but maybe not. That's not super hyper pop, but let's try it anyway. I don't want that pitch shift. I think I can do better. That just sounded weird, so I'll keep it. You know what I need to do with that lead? It's too dead center. It needs to get widened. I think adding some chorus will do. So let's go ahead and do that. That's the wrong instrument. That needs to come before. There we go. I almost wonder if adding this to some of these, like that synth we just added. Good, so if we build up from there. We got this build up happening. We could probably do kicks. All right, I'm just gonna add kicks to that section. Yeah. My little stutter at the end will be just fine. And we'll quantize. Just add a little kick there. Hits like a drunk kangaroo on fire. If there was ever a good description of hyperpop, that would be it for sure. Chat, we haven't talked about one of the most important aspects of hyperpop, which is the vocals. But if you want me to add vocals to this track, you all have to write the lyrics. So if you've got somebody can give me like a little 4-line poem in chat, over dramatic love song is great. Or if you want to write me something about the drunk kangaroo on fire, I will do my best to add it into this. What's making that noise? Oh, I think I didn't mean to duplicate it. Oops, cancel. Good. And while you guys are writing me the lyrics in chat, which you are legally obligated to do, I'm going to just do a quick arrangement, meaning that I will go ahead and move some things around, like move this whole thing over and build up a little intro. I'm going to build this section. So off the first verse-ish that we have here, I'm just going to go ahead and move this over. And we're going to do like a just classic, like filter some stuff in at the beginning. And we'll start with one of these impacts. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Impact. Under a dark moon. Black with grief and sorrow. It has to rhyme. But I think I can make that work. Filter. And we'll make a fun little, we'll try to make a fun little, I feel like, no, okay, I just saw who typed that. Darn it. I'm automating this filter. Or at least I would like to automate this filter. There we go. And, you know, I'm just being very fast here because we are kind of short on time. So I'm borrowing from other parts of the song, which of course we can do. All right, and then we can break into this with an 808, which is here. Just straight up 808 in drums. Then I will move everything else over a little bit more because we're going to have that section be that long. Cut. I'm looking at all of your lyrical suggestions and I'm panicking. All right, of course we bring the lead back here. For that second half of the verse. And we'll even just filter it a little bit. So I think for sure there would be more glitchy stuff in here. Like Hyperpop is full of ear candy. I would say the thing about ear candy and that type of sound design is it's not easy for me to do very fast. So that's why I'm not getting into much of that stuff. And it's very, very tedious and probably wouldn't be fun for you to all watch me do that, if I'm being honest. So just be aware of that. And I do encourage you to go check out like the Hyperpop playlist that is out there on Spotify or anywhere, any kind of Hyperpop playlist. Just search up by the genre because I love Hyperpop music. I think it's really cool. And it is much more than just what I'm doing here. Copy this over. Now we're going to go into that breakout section after the verse. I have like so many tracks that I should just delete to make this easier, but I haven't. That was extra. That was extra. That was extra. There we go. We got this build up. My drunk kangaroo is on fire. Your eyes have made me a liar. Go and throw myself into the depths of love. Higher. It does rhyme. We could do a thing here, but I'm not going to get into it. Okay, anyway, we have at least the beginnings of what could be a hyperpop song. And like I said, the most important part is likely the vocals. And there's very key aspects to hyperpop vocals. It is in this order. First of all, let's get this mic turned on. I'm sorry about the kangaroo thing. Yeah, you really set me up on that one, bad. I'm gonna start this low. Hey. So we have vocals, right? But very important for vocals in hyperpop are auto tune, and you can see that the note transition is very low and the speed is very fast. So it's gonna be very robotic. Then we might want to add some distortion so it sounds so crunchy like this. Tiny Bite says no, no, no. I say yes, yes, yes. And the last most important ingredient for hyperpop vocals, some of you probably hate this, but it's this. Hey, what's going on? So we have like this vocal pitch bending happening where it's basically live. Oh my God, I have to turn this off. It's live transposing it up an octave. We can also mess with the formant, which will bring more of like a, some would say masculine or feminine aspect to the voice. So. I'm going to leave it in the middle because I think doing it a pitch up is good enough. Like an octave up, I should say. Add a little reverb on top, maybe. That's what I got. Does that satisfy you all? With the kangaroo, please? Oh, that was a lot. I know people are saying T-Pain, Kanye, yeah. What you got to realize is like T-Pain, Kanye, very influential figures in the music industry. On a serious note, of course you had people like Cher in the 90s, like doing auto-tune stuff. But then T-Pain bringing it into the hip hop world. Very, very cool. Kanye's influence doesn't just go from the vocal aspect, but also goes from like the minimal beats aspect, the hard auto tune, Go back and listen to 808s and Heartbreak. So much of what he did on 808s and Heartbreak is happening now in the hyperpop scene. So it's crazy. But this was a lot of fun. That's a typical hyperpop vocal. I have a lot of fun making my voice sound like this. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, if you want to experiment with it, it's a lot of fun. Hard auto tune. You want to get something like a vocal bender that brings your voice up an octave. Not all hyperpop is like that. And then throw a little bit of distortion, maybe a little bit of reverb on top. Have a good time. But I hope you enjoyed the tune about the kangaroo on fire. I had a lot of fun making it, I guess. Thank you all for providing me with your lyrical prowess. But that was my attempt at making some hyperpop today. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was something, that's for sure. But yeah, make sure you tune in every Wednesday or like every day that there's streams on this ADSR channel, because there's lots of amazing instructors and presenters. Like Alina Smith's show, I know, airs on Thursdays tomorrow. And that's a really cool show because she's a really, really talented producer. She's written some big tunes for huge groups. So tune in to ADSR tomorrow. Make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a future live stream. After you're done watching Alina's stream tomorrow, please go over to my channel, youtube.com/Taetro, and tune into my stream because we're going to be making some pop punk beats on stream tomorrow. So get ready. Pop punk beats over on my stream. And we'll see what we're doing next week. Well, next week here on the channel, we're going to be going over the production challenge entries. So if you're writing a tune in 6/8, you want a chance to win some cool stuff, join our Discord, enter into the production challenge. All important links are happening in the chat right now. Keep an eye on it. See you all over on my social at Taetro, Taetro. And then my link just dropped in the chat as well. My YouTube channel. I just dropped a video today, actually, a lo-fi chill beat video. Very different from what we just did today. But anyway, my friends, that's going to be it. This has been Taetro for ADSR. Have a good one.